Thanks for tuning in. This week we are going to analyze all 200 new comic books hitting comic book shops this week for Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021. I'm your host, Terry Hawkness. I've been doing this for years. We're back, and we're going to do a special type of new analysis of this year, week by week. So I hope you'll subscribe. Let everybody know about this. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to go through every release and point out anything that I think you need to know. And of course, there's lots of other great speculator and collector groups and videos on YouTube, so check them all out, but I'm gonna put my little spin on this. So we're gonna start off with Avery Premier Edition #1, very small print run book from A Wave Blue World. So why bring this book up? Well, obviously, very small print run. And of course, one of the things I recommend that you do is not only check out what books are being released, but go to eBay and quickly see what people are pre-selling copies for. It's very easy to predict what's going to be hot because a lot of sellers are getting smart on this. They are pre-selling books quickly at even higher than cover prices, and many are pre-selling CGC copies. So that's a new trend that you can watch for, and it's very interesting. So as we go through the titles, I'll point out some of those things for you. So interesting to note that there's not a single copy of anybody selling the Avery comic, but there is a virgin cover that has been listed, and there's only one on eBay listed at $20 US. So if anyone wants that book, it's going to be gone quick. And again, the print run on this is going to be very small. I would be quite likely to believe that print run would be at less than 1,000 copies, period. You might be able to buy some direct from this small publisher, which is A Wave Blue World Inc., but it's something to watch for. Cimmerian, the Frost Giant's Daughter, #3 is out this week. There is at least 8 covers. So far they are selling on eBay pretty good, but generally at cover price. There's a few virgin variants to watch for. They're going to have a very small print run. So far they are cheap. If you're into virgin covers, there's one for you to watch there. The big indie book of the week is Maniac of New York #1 from Aftershock Comics. There is a cover A and B, $5 cover price, which is generally what the book's been selling for online, so no heated up prices yet on that one, but there is also a 1:15 ratio variant. A lot of copies of those have been pre-selling, and now the prices have been marked up a little bit, so it's generally about a $25 book. And also to point out on this one, which is pretty cool, there is an exclusive variant, it looks like, and it is a virgin horror cover variant, limited to only 250 copies. Right now, still fairly cheap on eBay, $20 as well. So we'll see if these all sell out this week. There's 11 copies on eBay. Won't take long for this to sell out. Of course, many stores do not order Aftershock comic titles, which means that a lot of these books will be underprinted. In some areas, they will be complete sellouts very quickly, which means that Aftershock always has a 50-50 chance of selling out and heating up. My next pick of the week, you really got to watch for this one. It's not likely to heat up, but it's one of those books that really has great potential and could. And that is the Archie 80th Anniversary Jumbo Comics Digest #1. Celebrating the 80th anniversary of one of the most popular comic book characters of all time. Hard to believe, 80 years. This is a digest-sized comic, hefty cover price, I believe, of $8. Generally, of course, most speculators do not touch Archie comics, but the print runs are always extremely small. I wouldn't be surprised if the print run is only about 3,000 on this one. There's only one copy for sale on eBay. When it goes, it goes. Stores simply just do not stock this title, and if this lands up being a continuous series, it's just going to be extremely rare. So if you're into, oddball rarity books, I think this is a fun one. Man's World #2 comes out from AWA Studios. This is going to have an extremely small print run. Unfortunately, #1 last month did not heat up, so that doesn't give #2 much of a chance. But I do like the cover for this one if you're into small print indie books. And also this week, AWA Studios releases Redemption #1. And this one features art by Mike Deodato Jr., and there is 2 different covers, and cover B is by Frank Cho, who had a big hit recently in the variant cover world. So you might want to check out this one, because this is again going to have a much smaller print run than anything he's done for Marvel recently, and it's a pretty cool kind of skeleton cover, and it's a apocalypse type story, so this should be a fun read. It is a mini series, 5 issues. There's only been 1 pre-sale of the Frank Cho variant cover, and there are 6 copies currently listed on eBay, all at cover price. So we'll have to see if these sell out, if this book gets any heat. But not too many copies, and again, most stores are not going to order any copies of this book. So this could be one of those surprise indie books of the week. Behemoth Comics gives us A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, #1. It's the 2nd printing variant cover, #1 and #2. Both first prints are super hot books. They've had hundreds of sales on eBay. This is a super big horror type hit for an indie publisher, and so there's a couple copies on eBay, but you might want to grab this one because, of course, the 2nd printing is going to be very small print run on a really hot title. Black Box Comics gives us Devil's Dominion #1. There's 2 different covers. Raphael Forte, very cool artwork on this one if you're kind of like the sexy and the devil Satan type covers. Very cool artwork. Boom Studios gives us a new mini-series, Luna. #1 is out this week. It's a 5-issue series. There are 3 covers, including 2 variant covers by Jenny Friesen, and this is cover B. DC Comics has got a hit on their hand with the new Future State that's taken over all their titles. All the #1 issues sold out and have all gone to 2nd printings. They're all coming out this week. And of course, we know what's up with 2nd printings. For DC and Marvel books, they usually heat up. Print runs are small. They all get hyped up. So you'll want to check out all the #1's 2nd printings out this week, and there's a bunch of them. And also out this week, Future State Wonder Woman #2 of 2 issues features a cover B variant by Jenny Friesen. This is amazing artwork on this one. DC also debuts a new 5-issue miniseries based on Man-Bat, tying into Batman. 2 different covers on this one. Devil's Due gives us Encoded #1. There's 2 different covers. Very small print run. Looks like a pretty interesting series about artificial intelligence. Might want to watch this one. It's a big week at IDW Comics. They've got an interesting thing going on where they're publishing all ages friendly versions of Marvel superhero characters, but over at IDW. These books have much smaller print runs and are ignored by most of the collectors and the readers. While I don't think these books necessarily are going to heat up right away, but I keep thinking down the road, years from now, everyone's going to be like, why didn't we collect any of these books that are so hard to find? And I think Marvel Action Origins #1, which comes out this week with 3 different covers, and we've also got Marvel Action Chillers #4. And of course, they are also publishing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics, and The Last Ronin #1 has a 3rd printing variant cover, hefty $9 cover price, but we know Ninja Turtles are always hot, and the 3rd printing might have the smallest print run, especially due to the high cover price, so I'd watch on that one. And of course, we've got Star Wars The High Republic Adventures #1. There are 2 different covers. The Marvel version just sold out like crazy in the past month. Both the 1st and 2nd prints of #1 have heated up. But this is the IDW version, #1 issue, 1st printing. So everyone's going to be picking this up. It's going to be interesting to see if this book also heats up. It has great potential to jump up in price, but a lot of people are now paying attention, so we'll see what happens with this. But probably worth grabbing a copy since Star Wars is super hot right now. They Fell from the Sky #1 pops up from Mad Cave Studios, another small print indie publisher. It's their only book out this week. A few copies sold on eBay so far, basically at cover price, so hard to say that this one will heat up. But again, it all comes down to small print runs. You got to watch on these indie books because, again, you'd be surprised how many stores do not order any copies at all of these indie publishers. And so that's why many of these books will end up heating up quickly on eBay, because the only place you can find copies is online, because the local comic shops don't carry them. Possibly the most hyped up book of the year at Marvel Comics is Amazing Spider-Man number 55. It is the second printing, and this is the red cover. And of course, a lot of people have jumped on this and stockpiled many copies, so it's likely this book is not going to heat up right away, but I still think it's going to be a quick sellout everywhere. It's going to be interesting just to see how big the print run is, and I do believe long term this is going to be a highly demanded book, because I think this new cover theme is going to be very popular, and it's going to run for years. So I would still be watching for this book. It'll be fun, one to display in anyone's collection. The Avengers number 42 is a big book from Marvel, written by Jason Aaron. It ties into the all-new Phoenix, and so this could potentially be big key in the future. You just got to watch. There's many variant covers on this book. I don't expect this to heat up right away, but who knows. Marvel gives us Star Wars High Republic number 2. This is the first print. There's 2 covers so far. Everyone's really watching this one, so I don't know if it's going to heat up now, but of course number 1 did, even though everyone jumped on it. So this is probably going to be a quick sellout as well. I'm sure there'll be a second print. There is a 1 in 25 ratio variant. Sellers already asking $100 for copies in pre-sale. So this has got a lot of hype around it. Watch for those. The 1 in 25 should be rarer than it was for the first issue. So watch for this one. Every Star Wars collector is going to be pounding on this one. And lots of sellers on eBay still selling multiple copies. One of my favorite small publishers to collect and invest in is Scout Comics. They've had so many successes, and that includes this week. The Shepherd number 1 is out. There's 2 different covers. Right now there's only 1 copy of cover A even listed for sale. That's going to be gone super quick. Sometimes you can buy copies though directly from Scout Comics website, so you can check that out for extra copies. There is a variant cover which also has only got 1 copy listed on eBay at $14, and there is a variant exclusive cover. It's a glow-in-the-dark virgin variant, limited to only 250 copies, and there's 2 copies on eBay. The cheapest is $30. So it's going to be interesting to see if this book gets buzzed this week, but I'm pretty sure it will, because Scout has had a pretty good track record of success with collectors. And there you have it. That's going through every comic being released this week in your local comic shop. I've gone over all my personal picks of books that I think have the best potential to either sell out or go up in value, either short term or long term. Have fun collecting, and make sure you subscribe and check in every week. I'll keep highlighting this. And it's a lot of fun just to help promote new comics, especially the indie publishers. I always like to do that. And there's a lot of great material being released out there from great writers and artists. And again, I thank you for watching. If you're looking for more information on comic book investing, collecting, or just comic book history, check out my other videos on different themes, and also my website, terryhockness.com. I've got over 20,000 comic book related articles related to collecting and comic book history. And of course I have my series of books that I publish called Investing in Comic Books, if you're interested in learning more about Golden, Silver, and Bronze Age comic investing. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.